The gale tore at him, and he felt its bite deep within, and he knew that if they did not make landfall in 3 days, they would all be dead. Too many deaths on this voyage, he thought. I'm a pilot major of a dead fleet. 1 ship left out of 5. 28 men from a crew of 107, and now only 10 can walk, and the rest near death, and our Captain General one of them. No food, almost no water, and what there is, blackish and foul. His name was John Blackthorne, and he was alone on the deck before the bowsprit lookout, Salomon the Mute, who huddled in the lee, searching the sea ahead. The ship heeled in a sudden squall, and Blackthorne held onto the arm of the sea chair that was lashed near the wheel on the quarterdeck, until she righted, timbers squealing. She was the Erasmus, 260 tons, a 3-masted trader warship out of Rotterdam, armed with 20 cannon, and sole survivor of the first expeditionary force sent from the Netherlands to ravage the enemy in the New World. The first Dutch ships ever to breach the secrets of the Strait of Magellan. 496 men, all volunteers, all Dutch except for 3 Englishmen, 2 pilots, 1 officer. Their orders: to plunder Spanish and Portuguese possessions in the New World and put them to the torch, to open up permanent trading concessions, to discover new islands in the Pacific Ocean that could serve as permanent bases, and to claim the territory for the Netherlands, and within 3 years to come home again. Protestant Netherlands had been at war with Catholic Spain for more than 4 decades, struggling to throw off the yoke of their hated Spanish masters. The Netherlands, sometimes called Holland, Dutchland, or the Low Countries, was still legally part of the Spanish Empire. England, their only allies, the first country in Christendom to break with the papal court of Rome and become Protestant some 70-odd years ago, had also been warring on Spain for the last 20 years, and openly allied with the Dutch for a decade. The wind freshened even more, and the ship lurched. She was riding under bare poles before storm topsails. Even so, the tide and the storm bore her strongly toward the darkening horizon. There's more storm there, Blackthorne told himself, and more reefs, and more shoals, and unknown sea. Good. I've set myself against the sea all my life, and I've always won. I always will. First English pilot ever to get through Magellan's Pass. Yes, the first. And first pilot ever to sail these Asian waters, apart from a few bastard Portuguese or motherless Spaniards who still think they own the world. First Englishman in these seas. So many firsts. Yes, and so many deaths to win them. Again he tasted the wind and smelled it, but there was no hint of land. He searched the ocean, but it was dull grey and angry. Not a fleck of seaweed or splash of colour to give a hint of a sanding shelf. He saw the spire of another reef, far on the starboard quarter, but that told him nothing. For a month now, outcrops has threatened them, but never a sight of land. This ocean's endless, he thought. Good. That's what you were trained for. To sail the unknown sea, to chart it, and come home again. How many days from home? 1 year and 11 months and 2 days. The last landfall Chile, 133 days aft. Across the ocean Magellan had first sailed 80 years ago, called Pacific. Blackthorne was famished, and his mouth and body ached from the scurvy. He forced his eyes to check the compass course, and his brain to calculate an approximate position.